Good morning, All West family. My name is Mackenzie Urian, your All West Select Sires Manager of Communications, and we have a very special guest with us here today for this edition of All West All Access. This is Greg Collins, and he is our California Director of Sales here at All West Select Sires. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Greg is not only a professional cornhole competitor, he is also the creator and mastermind behind our unique Optimal Genetic Pathways tool. So this tool was first used here in All West territory, of course, but now it's being used across the nation to help dairy farmers utilize their best genetics in their herds. And today we're going to be sharing a little more not only about what the tool is and what it can do for your herd, but Greg is also going to be sharing some exciting new updates in the 2021 version of OGP. So to start off, we know this can be a very technical tool and you know it better than anyone else, but in simple terms, how would you describe what the OGP tool is and how our customers benefit from it?
Yeah. Well, it is very complex, but simply put, we take the dairyman's herd dynamics, data from their herd as far as repro performance and many different data points to help them make strategic decisions on the future of making virgin heifers, making replacements, and then the beef end of utilization and to maintain their herd size in the most efficient way. So that's the simplistic part. Like I say, there's a lot to it, but it's really listening to their customer on their goals and utilizing all their data to help them make logical decisions. So that benefits the customer because we do have very highly skilled OGP consultants that can dig into their information and present it to them so that they can make logical decisions. So they have our producers have a lot on their plate, and this tool can help take that part out of their equation of needing to concentrate on and utilize our services to help them make logical decisions. Yeah.
Very cool. So the tool has been around for 3.5 years, I believe, and kind of take us through a timeline of where or even why it started, the process of you creating it, and then kind of how long customers have been using it and to where we are today.
Okay. Yeah, it was really December of 17. It's been kind of a perfect storm of reproductive performance really improved over the last 5 years or so, and then with heifer numbers being high and the dairy industry is very the margins are tight, so everybody's trying to figure out ways to save and such forth, and people used to use a little bit of beef semen on their herd. They'd breed a cow a number of times and then let's try something different, put a straw beef semen in a cow, but in 17, when all those things come together and then trying to find different revenue streams, the utilization of beef in a dairy herd became more than just trying something different. It became an absolute revenue stream. And so the questions started coming up from producers, how do I navigate this? And so I think as All West, we try and listen to our producers and look at the industry and how things are moving. And so the questions were coming up. And so, I think we really strive on trying to listen to our customers and try and help them. And so that's really what it was birthed out of in the end of 2017. We worked on the program for probably 5 months, doing some example herds and getting the foundation of the program. And so I think we really started utilizing it really 3 years ago this month, May of 2018. Where it is today, I think in 2018, we were really kind of looking at it at a 30,000 foot view. We had the base of it in the structure, and a lot of that is still in place. But, over the last 3 years, in the strategy part, you can continue trying to look at things even more exact and get things better. And so we went from a 30,000 foot view or a year strategy to really a monthly. And so we're really getting closer to a ground level of looking at this, and so it's really been exciting. It's been challenging for sure, but it's exciting because we see that it's working, and so that's the pathway today.
So roughly how many customers do you know have utilized this program, maybe just at least here in All West territory, or kind of what's the scope of its use right now?
Yeah, best estimate, I think, is routinely currently, I think there's probably close to 75, 80 herds in All West territory. That would be in Washington, Oregon, and California. That's the numbers that I got from our OGP consultants, of herds that they are actively working on. So that was quite a nice number, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So now that they have a few years behind them of using this program and they're actually seeing results, do you have any specific success stories or any sort of information you could share about the success of the tool?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I say, we introduced it in May of 2018, and so that's 3 years, and we have herds that we've been utilizing the program for that period of time. And so I think in subsequent probably communications we'll get more in detail on some of those herds and what some of the graphical things look like and some of the results, and we have some of those. But I think just the testimony, we have herds that's been utilizing the program for that long, shows that it is working, and we'll probably get more detail and some subsequent information. Amber LaSalle has done an excellent job with some herds from the very beginning, and so we'll probably utilize some information from her herds and others and illustrate some of the results of that. Yeah.
Very cool. So this is the part we really wanted to get to, that we're excited to share your new 2021 updates to the tool. Tell us a little bit about what those are and how you've improved the tool over this last period.
Yeah. I think, I talked about the 30,000 foot view, and you keep thinking that you're maybe at the level where, maybe we don't need to keep fine-tuning things, but you always run into situations and ways that, man, if we looked at it that way, we can get even better. And so I think some of the additions to this is getting even closer to our predictions is exciting. You may not be able to see it potentially in the program itself, but I think the results will continue to show how close we are to what we're strategizing, to what they're actually going to get. And so that's one of them. The other one is as we look at the industry and the changes and some of the questions that's coming up is the utilization and the economics behind beef embryos. And so we're in discussions, and All West is now marketing HerdFlex embryos, and so it's a huge topic when you think about implementing embryos. It's not really been commercialized very much, but yet we're really on the cusp of, is that the utilization of that will affect our reproductive performance in a dairy, because we don't want that to happen, but to the economics of utilizing embryos and the cost of the upfront, is it going to benefit the customer on a revenue stream on the back end. And so I think this tool, again, the basis is there, the data is there, we're inputting some of these additional factors into it to help show, is it economically feasible? And so I think our customers can feel confident that if they're looking at that, we have a tool to help them navigate that in our discussions. So that's really exciting, keeps getting more and more exciting, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Is there one of these new updates that you're specifically most excited about, or something that you really think our customers will be utilizing the most?
Yeah, well, again, I think both of those two are probably the two most exciting things. I think the exciting part is that we can, for me, the customers may not see it as just that we continually fine-tuning it. And so that makes me excited. I think that gives the confidence to our consultants that are implementing it, and that should, express that self all the way to the customer, because we do take it seriously, and we've got some really great consultants out there that, they run in all different types of herd situations, and they come back and say, well, this is what we're dealing with, and so we can make changes to the program. Anyways, that's all exciting. But I think the beef embryo in that realm, I think there's some real opportunities there. I think the story's still to be told, but I think I'm excited that we have a tool that we're on the ground floor of that potentially being used in our producers' strategy. So I think we got a real good tool to help them.
So that's where we are today. Do you have any sort of glimpse you can share with us about where OGP is going next, or what you hope to add to the tool in the future?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is optimal genetic pathways, and so we've always, the ground floor has been the strategy part of it, making sure that they're making enough heifers, and what, if you're making heifers, how many beef calves are you making, and maybe the value of that or the revenue stream of that. And we do have a portion of it that's the genetic part. And so it's still kind of at a 20,000-foot view, I guess. We can still input and give some direction and conversation on the genetic realm on it. So I think futuristically, trying to get, instead of a 20,000-foot view, continue looking at that and how we can get that more to ground level in the implementation of the strategy, and how are you going to make genetic progress, and how does that bring value to our customers. So that's why I put genetics in the name of it, because ultimately we are a genetics company, and so I think we continually need to work towards, how can we continue to improve genetics in our dairy producers, in this program will help do that. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So if a customer is interested in OGP and hasn't done any work with us in that realm before, how do they get started? Who do they reach out to? What sort of information do they need to provide us so that we can provide the resource to them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, any of our sales people that they may be in contact with, or our agent representatives, they have access to the program, so they can certainly contact them. The knowledge of obviously what herds management software that they operate on, whether Dairy Comp, DHI Plus, BovaSync, and we do work with those programs to get the data out of. So those are very helpful up front to know. But or they can call the office, either in Washington or in Turlock here, and we can get them in touch with one of the consultants in the area and their salesmen to get them involved too. So, yep.
Sounds easy enough.
Yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that I didn't ask about?
No, I just I appreciate the opportunity to service our customers in this realm. It's amazing at a journey that you have through the AI industry and how it's changed, and I think we're excited to service our customers at this level. It's certainly different than 10 years ago, but that's the exciting part, that we continue to get to service our customers and help provide them with what they need to be successful. So appreciate the opportunity. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here from the creator of OGP himself, Greg Collins, and if you have any more questions about OGP, of course, you can reach out to us or visit our website, www.allwestselectsires.com. And of course, as always, leave your questions in the comments of this video, and Greg can get back to you directly. Mm-hmm. But thank you, Greg, so much for being here.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
And thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next month.
Thank you.